What up, y'all? It's your man, Abuamerican. I have to keep on making these racism videos. I have these interesting conversations on Facebook, and it's just weird, man. Uh, you know, a brother, man, Allah bless him. I love this brother, man. He's a good dude. He really is. And, I don't always agree with him. Uh, he's inspired two videos, this one and another one I'm working on moral relativism, but I want it to be a little bit more, a little bit less Abuamerican, a little bit clearer in terms of my ideas. But nonetheless, this one was about racism, and I'm not accusing the brother of being a racist or anything, not like that. He made a valid statement and a valid complaint about this pro-black nationalism that's leeching and attaching itself onto the deen and leaking into a lot of black Muslims, or Muslims who are black. Let me say that, in the West. And in principle, I don't have a problem with this statement. But I asked the question on the thread, what is the etiology of this illness that's entering into the ummah, especially amongst the blacks? And no one really has a clear answer for me. No one can answer it. I know it because I see it. And what it is it's just like you have a lot of black people who are getting crapped on by the other ethnicities in Islam, Asians, Arabs, whites, well, whites less so, but far less so. But, our Asian, our Arab brothers, they tend to, when they go off the rails on black people, man, they go off the rails. And so what it's done is it's pushed people together who are angry and upset and share an ethnicity. And when you get a bunch of angry people and upset and hurt individuals from one particular ethnicity, what you end up having is a hate group. If I'm wrong, tell me. This is the etiology of racism. Not always. Sometimes it's just dominance. You give some people dominance and they're just going to be racist. Look at the Jews. They went to Germany. They were the minority. They got to Israel, got a bunch of guns from the West. Now they're racist towards Arabs. So some people, it's just, but then look, the etiology of Jewish behavior. They were like, we got bombed and attacked by the Germans and it's never going to happen, never again. And so the whole etiology of their behavior is what? Now, we don't say that excuses it, but we get where it comes from. But it's a real prick move to be crapped on and then to go somewhere else and then crap on people just because it happened to you. But this is what's happening to Muslims who are black. You see, they're getting crapped on, and then they're unifying based upon color, and then they're saying, we're not going to get crapped on, and then it's turning into a great big reach-around fest of racism. And you're all idiots. Now, one of the questions I asked is, why is it that the Ummah always seems to find it most reprehensible when blacks start displaying this behavior that others have been displaying for generations? Asians are racist towards black. Arabs don't complain. Arabs racist to blacks. No one complains. Blacks racist to Arabs. Everyone flips out. The Asians and the Arabs. Blacks racist to Asians. Arabs flip out. Asians flip out. Anyone's racist to blacks. We're under the bus. White dudes, they the love child of the Ummah. And these are generalities. I'm not saying everybody in the Ummah is like this. I'm not saying they're all like this. But it's really? Then when you mention this stuff, people act like, oh, what? It's like white people in America. Racism today doesn't exist. What are you talking about? It's like, where is this great, huge pile of denial coming from? The Sahaba were the best of humanity. They were made to be the companions of the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, because they were the best of humanity. And look at how, I believe it was Abu Dhar al-Ghafari treated Bilal, and he said, you're the son of a black woman, which was considered to be an insult back in the days, apparently amongst the Arabs. I don't know why, maybe because they came there as slaves. I don't know, I don't care. It doesn't matter. The Prophet Muhammad, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he castigated and rebuked the Sahaba who said this to Bilal, and boom, we get that this is not tolerated in Islam. So we have a hadith that shows that the Sahaba had some of them had ideas of racism inside of them, the best of humanity. But we can't recognize it in each other today, and we're far removed from being the best of humanity. Unless we're going to go with the ideology that women today are better than the women of the Sahaba's times, of Prophet Muhammad's time in the first 3 generations. They're better than the Sahabiyat. They're better than the Mu'mineen. And are we better than the Sahaba? If they suffered from this malaise, why can we not suffer from it? Did they not face the same basic problems that we do? From shirk to kufr to bid'ah to zina to racism and all the other isms and harams and forbidden things that we have to face, from khamr to khinzir. And sorry to your non-Muslims, a lot of stuff, these terms you don't understand, but this really isn't aimed towards you. Do we not suffer from these things? Are they not present in our lives today like they were back then? Did they not have to deal with it? And they dealt with, they did, and they dealt with it better than we did. Yet today, in this day and age, oh, what are you talking about? Those black people, they're just racist by nature. Really? There's a vacuum of ideology and there's a big bang of racism in black people? Or is it just that no matter where we go, we get crapped on? And again, I'm not excusing it. If you're a racist, I don't care what race you are, you're a prick. May Allah guide you. I mean, I know I shouldn't be calling people pricks. I'm trying to cut back on my insults and stuff, but you're a total prick, and I don't like you. Because you know what? My granddaddy's white. My mother's indigenous Indian. My kids are mixed with white. If you don't like white people, screw you. My kids are half white. You can get lost. My closest homies, a lot of them aren't black. A brother I love very dearly, he's Moroccan. A brother who made the post, he's Palestinian. I love these dudes, man. I love them. I would go to task for them. I'd knuckle up and buckle down, aka put fists up and put my head down and go to war for these dudes. I'd beat someone's rear for them, probably unjustly, because they're my brothers in Islam, and I love them like that. But look at the Arab brother. I had to make a video asking, should he cut this dude off? Because the dude is racist. He had an Asian being racist towards Arabs. He didn't like that. When he told, I don't know if, maybe I told him before, maybe I'm after, maybe he can correct me when he sees this video, because I know he watches videos. But I had talked about how this same Asian brother was very racist towards blacks. I didn't make an issue out of it, because you know what, I'm used to it. I'm just like, you know what, people are going to be stupid, they're going to be stupid, and you can't fix stupid. You can fix ignorance with knowledge, but stupid is just stupid. I just kind of made that up, but but you get the point. Nonetheless, I don't know what to do with it, you know? I don't know what to do with it. There was a time when I used to say when I first started experiencing racism in this ummah, and it started to be a consistent thing, I used to say, Alhamdulillah, I became a Muslim before I met you Muslims. You could see it. It stung like a blade. You could see it cut like a knife, and that was the idea. I'm glad it hurt. You know, because you trying to be racist to me, you're trying to hurt me. It doesn't work. Anyway, I don't know what to say, man. You have to look at the causes of this stuff. Were we being Muslims like we're supposed to be, we wouldn't have all these groups and these movements or whatever else, and we wouldn't have all this crap going on. When you want to complain about people being racist, and this applies towards Arabs, this applies towards Asians also, it's not just towards black people, look at what brought them there. We don't want to take a victim mentality and say, oh, poor you, boo-hoo, whatever else. But let's not act like a sickness develops outside of petri dish type conditions. Racism is an illness, and there has to be something that fosters that illness. Something somewhere. Back in the days, whenever we had, social Darwinism, and white people thought it was cool to go around enslaving other people and whipping the crap out of them, their racism developed from something. Do we excuse it? No. But to understand the illness is to help you cure it. Most of what I see and hear from other blacks who are Muslims or Muslims who are black, whichever way you want to put it, it has a lot to do with what they face from other Muslims who are not black. And this is a reality. And maybe this is something ugly that we don't want to face in ourselves or from people we love. One brother was telling me about a racist situation from his own family. And it hurts him greatly because of who he is and what he wants to be and what he wants to do in his life. What does he do? Anyway, man, this is I'm tired, and so the video's coming out kind of fractured and whatever else. This is your man Abuamerican. I'm out.